Welcome everyone to the Warren County Youth Network podcast. I'm here today in studio with a really special young man who's actually volunteered at the Music Conservatory for us before. His name is Giovanni Elinsky. Giovanni, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, what school you go to, how old you are, and what kind of activities you like to do?
Hello, I'm 17. I'm new to the world. I'm just trying to figure everything out. I'm participating in baseball at Warren Area High School, and I'm the vice president of our class 2023. Yeah.
What kind of things do you like to do besides baseball?
Besides baseball, I like to spend my time outdoors, which I mostly do by riding my bike or just enjoying time with friends.
And so how many years have you been in student government, and what do you like about it?
This is my first year as a class officer, and honestly, I believe that my role in my school is to spread positivity. Fist bumps, high fives, simplicity is just what brings someone a smile.
I can't tell you how much I enjoy that answer. So, Giovanni, some of the adults in our community are concerned about a mental health crisis. And it's not just in Warren County. It's actually everywhere right now in our country and in the developed world, where we have a lot of social media platforms that I believe have changed the landscape in which the young people interact with each other and with the adults in the world. What do you feel when you hear adults say there's a mental health crisis, and how do you respond to that, right? Because it seems to me right off the bat you're a positive person, and that makes my heart sing. But more so, how do you feel about when you hear adults say that? And do you recognize that there might be like new and uncharted territory with social media and how kids are acting with each other and adults? How do you feel about all that? And please elaborate.
I believe social media has allowed kids, good and bad, to compare themselves into what they want to be, and that'll diminish somebody that they're not perfect, and of course they want to be like that person that they aspire to be. And
I really like that, actually. You're what you're trying to say is that, are you saying that maybe social media gives kids an unrealistic expectation of what they want to be? And like, how do you feel about that?
No, that's exactly what they're trying to do. They're not trying to focus on themselves. They're focused on other people who they want to be, and they're trying to create themselves to be their wanted image, and that's definitely holding them back from expanding their goodness and their morals of just trying to be their better person.
I think you're right. I really do. And I can't believe how young you are to observe that already. I think adults give kids or don't give kids the benefit of the doubt enough. So the YMCA has had a series of discussions with a lot of different community organizations here in Warren since January, and it's a mental health initiative that they're bringing a lot of different groups, and I can't tell you how interesting it's been to be part of that conversation. And one thing I've noticed, though, is that there's a lack of kids there. It's a whole bunch of adults trying to figure out what kids are doing. Now, to be fair, these are adults who work with kids. And so they care deeply about the youth in this community. And not just here, it's everywhere. But what kind of things do you think adults could be doing to help kids with some of these mental health issues? I mean, is there things that you could recognize that I had a young lady on previously that said she wanted adults to be more like friends and parents to be more like friends. And I can't disagree that sometimes kids just need a friend out of their adult peers, but that's not an adult's job, right? It's not like a parent's job or a teacher's job to be your friend. it's their job to educate you and help steer you in the right pathways to hopefully have that you can have a happier and healthier life. And as you get to become an adult, then you'll become friends with your parents. That's kind of how I see it. And I didn't understand that when I was a young person. I was very, very naive to that, and I struggle with that. So, what are your thoughts on what adults could be doing? This is a question I asked her. What are your thoughts on what adults could be doing to better help kids cope with the world around them in this new digital era?
Being a friend doesn't always have to be older, younger. It can be someone over social media. And of course, social media is broadening the statements of trying to recollect yourself, trying to find your passion. And of course, that's obviously hard. But a teacher should be able to talk to a person, talk to their students, and make a connection. It doesn't have to be a friendship, but make a little connection. And that little connection can save a child's life. It can make them rethink about their choices, about what they want to do. And it can just bring them a smile, just knowing that they have that one person to talk to, knowing that they have that little relief in their day.
I think you're absolutely right. Personally, my approach to education, of course, I'm a music educator, so it looks different. Educating looks different to me than it does like your history and your biology and your English teacher. However, I constantly say that I learn to love people with music and then I teach them with it, right? So I think love always wins, even in those hard moments. Do you think maybe that we have a society that's disconnected from learning how to love each other better, and can we do better at that as adults?
Yes. In order to become close with somebody, you have to first like them, and then first liking them goes into trusting them. That trust is very important to somebody that has poor mental health, that is going through a stage of depression, and you've got to first like them, trust them, and then you learn to love them.
I couldn't agree more. So, what are some of the things that the student government is doing right now? And you don't have to get into details, but what are some of the things that the student government is concerned about, and what are some of the initiatives that the student government has for this next coming school year?
This next coming school year presents a new club called Legacy, which is the Dragon Legacy of trying to create a better community in the high school, to allow kids to want to go to high school, to learn, to educate themselves, and create themselves.
Life really is about self-actualization and self-realization. Those are the mental health obstacles that we all have. I feel that just getting to know ourselves and getting to know the pros and the cons of our personalities help us work on those things that we're maybe not negligent, but just aren't good at, right? And I constantly am trying to find places in my life that I can work on. And my grandparents were both educators, and they called that lifelong learning. How do you feel about lifelong learning?
Lifelong learning can present different and new ideas each day, wanting to know yourself and what you like and what you don't like, and experience comes with that.
I couldn't agree more. Right now, we're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back to talk to Gio about baseball at the high school and what activities he's been doing to promote his own positive mental health.